Welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith. Getting pretty close to the end of the day here, but we're getting ready, and we're charging up the battery on our rider mower. We're going to go get our portable welder, and the reason why we're having to go get our portable welder is we're getting ready to start on these two crane extensions. The white one we're going to rebuild or repair. We have a damaged area in it, and the black one is for materials. And we're going to cut out a couple of the round rods, and we're going to replace a couple bent pieces there. But we're getting ready to go over to grab my welder, and the reason why I'm here and I'm chuckling a little bit is because I had a pretty good, interesting day today, and of course and the reason why my welder's over there at the house is I actually put some sonic tubes in and some steel tubing coming out in two sections that slide inside each other, and then I just have to jack the support and floor, the old suspended beams that are down in there, and weld the lolly columns, and then I can free up my welder. So anyway, I was down there getting ready to weld those things in, and I had it all jacked up, and one of the girls up in the house there flushed the toilet, and of course from jacking up my floor where I needed to in the bathroom area, I jacked the hopper off the stem pipe. So needless to say, for about 4 hours now I've been finished secure. I went ahead, I said, hey, while I'm at it, I'm jacking it up. So I finished jacking it exactly where I want, and then I had to actually pull the hopper off and completely reset the hopper. But we did a new valve and a couple other things there. You can't play with the hopper without doing a complete tune-up. So anyway, we're gonna go get our rider tractor, and we're gonna go pick up our portable welding and get it on over here. I know it's this morning, and we're following we're not playing plumber today, okay? We get to play crane mechanic and John Deere mechanic and a little aluminum wedge today. We're gonna have a variety. I like to say this is a typical day at Turn Right Machine Works, but it's kind of like an oxymoron because I like to do something different every day. Typical is doing something different, in other words. So we got the K&T set up here. We put in some aluminum here to control the fluid. Nice new interlock coolant line here. It is nice when you can move it without it popping off and everything else. When these kind of systems get old, they get aggravating. Let's just say aggravating. That's what they get. All right, so we're going to go ahead. All we're doing on this block here, I'm going to start this because I can go do something else. That's what's nice about the K&T. It's got auto feeds, and I can set stops and things like that. But I'm going to be here in the shop for a little bit before we get out on the crane job, which is a beautiful day, and it's going to be perfect to finish that job up today. 1/8 of an inch on each outside, and we got to put a 1/4 inch wedge from end to end on here. Alright, we're going to go get some other things ready in the other room, and then we're going to start setting up on the John Deere part. Alright, while I was out picking up some specialty rods that I needed, I swung into Best Buy and I've been eyeballing a certain video camcorder, and I picked up a new tripod and the Canon VIXA HFR30. I have a lot to learn, but I got it set up here, and while we're kind of doing this, I'm going to start integrating video from this camera, and I haven't even seen the download or the quality of video that it has yet, so I'm going to kind of be taking that in at the same time. Alright, we're almost done with the second side on this aluminum block, and then we're going to set it up with a 4-inch shell mill, and we're going to take a skim cut off of the face of it. Okay, we got, this is the high end here. We put a dial indicator and went across, and we cocked this in the vise, a 1/4 inch high. 0 here, 1/4 inch high here. And now we're just coming to where we can just barely see the hit. It's right there. Alright, now we're going to set this at 0. Alright, we only need to come back about halfway there because we're going to crank in 1/8 of an inch here. There's 1/8 of an inch, and crank it in to where we just start seeing. That's about halfway. Alright, now we're going to give it a little bit of coolant here after we get a splash shield on the back side. This will work. Slow it down. We don't need to go so fast. We're about 1 inch a minute here on the travel. All right, and there we go. Alright, this is my portable welder. This is probably the 3rd cover that I've had on my welder. The very first, the old style covers that were, I'd say late 1990s in there. The covers weren't plastic coated on the inside, and they breathed a lot better. The first cover lasted longer, and my welder showed less signs of rust before I started using these new design of covers. And of course, look at that. You know, they're going to short you 1 inch of material now. Okay, you know, everything just keeps getting cheaper and cheaper. All right, now sometimes I keep this in my shelter, and I have 134 hours on this machine, and I've owned it better than 10 years. I don't know exactly what year it is. All right, but it does great. I love this machine, and that's what I'm going to do the welding on the crane here today. So I'm just getting out here. I'm getting it uncovered, and I'm starting to get this going on because I got things in the shop already taking care of the emergency, the panics. We have that John Deere 330 main drive output support that we're going to be doing a weld build up in there. But first I got to take care of this. This is a perfect outside day to go ahead and get this done. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut relieve the center of the bent bars. There's 2 bent bars, and we'll take a look at those here real close. And the reason why I'm going to cut the middle is I want to leave some of that bar there, and then I'm going to twist or pull those bars back in the direction to bring the pooch in the box tube back to shape before I remove those from the box tube, so that I have a cleaner surface there to join to, and when I grind finish that area, it'll come out cleaner. Alright, we're going to go find a pipe that we can slip over this with a little bit of play so that that pipe can come outside our frame here. And of course this one here will have to be only about that long, 3 foot long. So, and we're going to go ahead and do a little tweaking here. Same thing here. Here's where the bend and the pressure was here, and where something caught it. So we're going to go ahead and take it. We got this pooched out, this pooched in. Same thing over here. Alright, we went in the shop to go get a piece of pipe to slip over that, and guess what we found? We found this unique tool that somebody had already thought of, and it's going to clip right on there. And it's going to let us give the leverage to go ahead and pull this down. And what we want to try to create is a straight line back into these two ends right here, and then we know that we pooched the box tube back to the original shape. At least that's our intention, that's our plan, that's about the only game that we got going on here right now. Alright? So we're probably gonna put our foot on it. Move that time. Pretty darn close. Alright, we're going to go ahead, we'll pull this one down the same way. I like the foot method. Maybe the butt end of that was resting there, that was making it, yeah, I get more movement out of that now. Oh yeah. A little bit more. Alright, we're going to go get a pipe to slip over here because we need a little bit more leverage on that. Now I was looking at it, and it does make a big difference on having that bottom. There, I got a good angle shot of it here, so. Put a straight edge on here now. Now we're bending here, but I can still see that I've stretched this tube back the way I need to have that foot. And that box tube looks pretty good there. And that one looks pretty good there. Alright. Now we did stretch the hook a little bit, but I got this where I wanted it. Alright, so we're going to go for this upper one here now. Alright, now the other day I burned out a whole bunch of these, and so we have more hooks here. And they slide on perfectly good. There is a little bit of twist in the leg there. Of course, these are just 1/4-inch hot plate. You know, and those can be tweaked in again. Having a box of these is, you know, this is the first time I've actually just kind of like tested it out in the field. A couple different diameters. Originally, the foot didn't come down quite as much as this one, but I'm kind of glad I had it on there. So, you know, it did what I needed to do right here, right now. So now I'm ready to go ahead and cut these right off flush with a box tube, because I've puckered that box tube back out the way I want. Alright, so let's keep going with those. Alright, we're going to reach in here now and we're going to cut these free right here. I like Linux blades, but you got to get the right tooth configuration to rip through. And you know, the more I'm looking at this material's got a welded seam in it, so it's just welded pipe. It cuts pretty smooth and everything else. So I think the structural design of it is probably its strength, not so much specialty plating or anything else like that. This boom right here is probably a T1 style material, but I'm not sure about the box tube and the framing here. It looks like, I mean, it cut just like standard pipe, pretty soft stuff. Going to grind those welds flush and clean. We're going to cut these up here, and then we're going to be going over on that black boom on the other side, and we're going to be picking out some longer lengths of material, and we're going to be just use that boom over there is just for parts, pieces and parts. And so it's just basically the two things on here, and then we'll give it a once over on the whole thing. Then they're going to be sending this out to be sandblasted and painted. And it's going to be used in a contract that's right down here on a bridge here. And maybe we'll go down and get a few shots of that when it's in action later on. But right now, let's get back to our repair. Okay, whenever, I mean, you know, we want to talk a little bit about safety. Well, only because you guys want to talk about it, or at least some of you feel that I should emphasize it. Eye protection is very important. I've had stuff dug out from my eye, and I've had one close encounter that was pretty close to the retina of the eye, and it could have seriously affected my vision for life. Now, oh, 8 years ago or so, I actually started declining in my eyesight. I had perfect vision for most of my learning years, which I'm kind of glad I had that. Um, but no matter what, they can make a lens that creates good vision for me. And I have stigmatism in one eye and things like that. I've learned to adjust to the progressive lenses, which they don't give you any bifocal adjustment. I put the things on. When I first put progressives on, it was like looking through a submarine window. Try walking around and looking through a submarine window. It took a little while to get used to, and now I just put them on, and it's like I don't pull them off until the end of the day. And a couple other things. But here I'm in here, and even though I have glasses and these auto tinting and everything else, I mean, you know, there's $400 or $500 worth of glasses, and they serve as my safety glasses as well. I'm wearing a face shield also because I don't want ricochets into my face, and that's kind of uncomfortable as well. So I think it is important when you get into there, when you're grinding, you automatically should know, and when you first touch off your first sparks and everything else, you know where they're going. But you can be caught off guard, and you know, you can, your eyesight is very important to you. It is a tool, whether you want to look at it at that. Don't take it for granted. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start grinding these two welds here, and I'm sure you're not going to want to watch the whole thing, but we're going to go ahead and get them tapered off. I might actually go get a rug. My old knees aren't what they used to be. Alright, we're going to take some 7018, put it in our pouch here, and then we want to go ahead and we're going to take, we want to try, we got Excalibur in there, and then this is the 8018. I'm going to try 2 sticks of that. It's the 11018. And we're going to try 2 sticks of that. I just want to compare in the same position, but we want to try those 3 welds there to compare the beads themselves. Alright, we're pretty happy with the we got cut. This is the upper piece here. Boy, that is a sawzall and a few other things there. It kind of got it magnetized a little bit, so we'll make sure we get the fuzzies off of there. But we're prepped here, and we're going to be going in. We're going to grab our rod. We're going to come out. And we're going to get our machines fired up, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to weld these into place here. Now, through cutting this apart and also grinding it, this is nothing more than standard box tube here, and this is nothing more than standard pipe. This may be T1 material and stuff like that, and box and plate and stuff like that. But this structural right here and how soft the cuts were, the welds are, these were all wire fed here, and even some of them looked like they were run a little cold. It was good bonding. We saw good welded parts, and these pieces were fit right to the box tube itself. Extraordinary fabrication on whoever put this boom together. I do have to say that. So we're gonna put this together, stick weld, and we're gonna use our portable welder I got out here. And so let's go ahead and get started on it. No, how do we determine angles, and how do we get the nice mitered fits in here? Well, we used our bevel protractor, and of course both of these planes are not in the same line, so you do have a couple different degrees. I think there's like 4 or 5 degrees. It was kind of like in between the hairlines there, of the angle difference between one side and the other side. Some of it was reading the protractor, some of it is really sighting down and getting start and a good line with a Sharpie drawn on there. And then to fine tune it was to go ahead and look at the light between here and get in that, go in the shop and on the Wilton sander, you go ahead and you work that surface until you get what you're really happy with. Okay, I'm like right touching on all the joints there, so I should have no problem there. And now we're going to get into the welding, and I'm going to show you. I mean, I'm not going to roll this thing around, so I have to weld it in whichever way it does. There's no way to get a stick rod in here, so I'm going to be doing a little bending on my rod and getting it in here as well. So just this is how it is out in the field, and you don't always have the capability of rolling parts around to have the perfect angle. You don't have them sliding this boom on out here so that you know, you can get in there, just because you know, you can't see bending your rod or something like that. hit it just a little bit, and I think we're all done. All right, just wanted to give you a close-up of what my wells look like. You know, I mean, nothing to write home. I know that they're adequate. Yeah, you give them one little thing to pull you over for, and then you're in for the whole check. Down.
I got a bunch more straps I'll put on it this time.
This one is a little lube on.
So you know my buddy Damon, huh?
Yeah. 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 I met him. Well, you guys were over on the same job, but I met him over at Nantucket
Yeah.
on the sewage treatment
Yeah.
plant over there.
We're working for the same company in North Alabama.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when he comes home, sometimes he comes by and he drops the job off on the way home.
Yeah.
And then I'll take care of it, and then they come and pick it up in the next day or so. I'll let you do the tenting. I'm gonna go give you other two a little squirt over there. Get her done.